Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. Today we're going to do my week 4 check-in for August of 2024. We're also going to do the paycheck budget closeout. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that came into our account was my YouTube paycheck for $122. So thank you guys again so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. I did get gas in my Carnival, and that was $58.06, and it came out of the cars category. I did go to the doctor. I had a medical copay of $40, and that came out of our medical category. Brian got paid his usual $1,100. We got some chlorine for our pool, and that was $19.26, and that came out of the household category. We also got a new can opener, the one that we bought last year. I checked Amazon. We've had it like almost exactly a year. Stopped working. The gears don't twist anymore. And I was really bummed about it because it was kind of expensive. So we got a new, cheaper one for $4.25 from Walmart, and that came out of the household category. I got some socks for my oldest son because he has a giant foot. And the socks that I had bought them over the summer, he said that he was having a hard time getting them on. So he's wearing a size 9, 9.5 in men's. So I got him a new pack of socks, men's size socks. So that was $11.75 out of the clothes category. We got groceries from Walmart for $142.55. We transferred $370 to our sinking funds. The boys got their allowance, and that was $14, and that came out of the kids category. We got groceries from Kroger for $139.60. After my doctor's appointment, I had some prescriptions that I needed to pick up, and that was $9.16, and that came out of the medical category. When we were at CVS, my boys got some Gatorade, so that was $5.28, and that came out of the groceries category. Can't read my own handwriting. Oh, Brian had to go to Orlando for like one day. I don't even think it was considered training. I don't even know what it was, but him and a coworker rode together. Brian rode with his coworker, and he put some gas in his car, since he allowed Brian to ride with him. So he spent $30.03 on gas. We got some more fly traps for out by the animal pens because the flies are so bad, and the 3 traps that we had were full and needed to be thrown out. So 3 more traps was $17.91, and that came out of the household category. Our solar panel bill came out for $225.19. I had another copay. I went to a different doctor for a different issue, and I owed them $8, so I paid my $40 copay and the past due balance of $8 for a total of $48, which came out of the medical category. And more groceries from Walmart for $75.96. So we spent a lot on groceries this week. So we will be over budget for groceries this month, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. All right, so income, Brian's income was $1,100. I didn't get paid this week. We rolled over $11.23, and $122 was my YouTube paycheck. So everything as far as income was as expected at $1,233.23. Speaking of income, since it just came to my mind, if you guys didn't see the video I put out yesterday, my sinking fund stuffing, just an update on my current job situation. I did ask my manager if she would ask the director if I could come in 4 hours a day into the office and work the rest of the day from home. So it'd be 20 hours in the office and 20 hours from home until next August, to allow me not to have to put my boys in aftercare. So the only thing I would be spending is more gas to go into the office. I'm sure that I can convince Brian to move closer to the job and change the boys' school to make it work out for me better, like logistically and financially. I just can't do that right now. Like if I have between now and, the next school year, I could definitely do it. So my manager said she would talk to her manager and see if she's willing to do that. So aside from that, I did apply for some jobs, and I have, I think, Bo from Wicked Stepmom Budgets and Mrs. P from Budget with Mrs. P both suggested that I teach because that would put me on like the same schedule as my boys. So I do have a bachelor's degree already, so I did apply for a teaching license or a teaching certificate. So I had to send them my transcripts, which I've done, and apply and pay a fee for them to see if I'm eligible to become a teacher or have a teaching license. So that's in the works. So there are a few things that, are in the works, and hopefully something will work out. It'll work out the way it's supposed to work out. Story time, because I just have to get, I have to tell y'all something, because when I was laying in the bed and thinking about it, it just made me feel so good to know that, God has your back and he wants the best for you and he'll make a way for you. When I started working at this job that I have right now, I started out as a temp, and this place that I work, they hire temps for like long-term work. Like it's not 6 months or 5 months. There's people who've been working there in the warehouse for years and years and years and years through a temp service. So they call it long-term temporary. So when I first started working there, I was in college. I was kind of part-time. And then after I got done with school, I became full-time, and I worked as a temporary employee for 3 years. At the time, I was, I'd been there 3 years. I wasn't getting any raises through the temp agency. And it was just so busy. We were working nights. We were working weekends. Like, it was crazy. Like, I remember me and some of the other women who worked in the office were like crying, literally crying outside on our breaks about how tired and overworked we felt and underappreciated. So I started looking for a new job. So I applied for jobs. I went on interviews for a job. And then lo and behold, within that time of me being fed up and looking for new jobs, I was called into the manager's office and given a permanent position, which included like a $5 an hour pay raise. So I was like, my gosh, that's amazing, right? So I became a permanent employee with the company I'm with now. After I had my first son, I moved to a different department at the company that I work for, which was fine, which was all cool. I worked over there for several years, and people came and people went. And there was this woman there who we started out being okay with each other. And then towards the end of her time being there, I was just fed up with having to work with her. So I said, okay, that's fine. I'm going to leave. I'm going to find another job. So I started looking for jobs, applied for jobs, was going on interviews, and you know what happened? My manager called me in the office and told me that the woman that I was having issues with had gotten another job and she was leaving. That's twice. Fast forward to COVID. If you don't know, my baby boy Carter was born with a heart condition. He was born in October of 2019. COVID shut the world down in like March of 2020. Right as COVID was happening, Carter was hospitalized for like a month. He was born with supraventricular tachycardia, chronic tachycardia. The medication they had him on was not strong enough or not the right combination to keep his heart from being tachycardic. So he was in heart failure when he was admitted to the hospital at like 5 months old. Me and Brian couldn't even see him together because of COVID. Like, we had to take turns visiting our 5-month-old baby because of COVID protocol. So Carter was in the hospital for like a month, and COVID was happening, and they let people go at my job. I got to stay because I was in a lead position. So the temporary people were let go, and I stayed, and my manager stayed. And of course, all this is happening. I'm stressed out. I don't want my baby to have to go to daycare where, you know, he could potentially get sick. He's high risk. So I tried to find another job where I wouldn't have to put him in daycare, because I couldn't work from home doing the job that I used to do at the company I work for now. I used to work in the warehouse. So I was looking and nothing was panning out. So I did take FMLA for a little while in 2020. I went back to work like November 2020. And then like 6 months later, in May of 2021, a position opened up, or several positions opened up on the customer service side at my current job. And I moved from working in the warehouse to working customer service fully remote since May of 2021. So that's where I am now. And I just feel like every time I felt like I had to move on, I needed to do something different, this wasn't right, like when I was frustrated or tired or whatever the case might be, God made a way for me. He moved people out of my way. He moved people out of my way. He made opportunities available that were perfect for me. And if he did it before, he can do it again. I am trusting and believing that. So if that means that I will be able to stay here and the logistics and the financial aspect of it will work out, then I'm fine with that. But if it means that I have to go and have a different opportunity, then I'm fine with that too. What's most important is keeping the faith and knowing that what God has for you is for you, and he will make a way every time. So I just wanted to tell you guys that, tell you how he's worked things out for me in my life repeatedly, which is why I trust him to do so this time also. Okay, anyways, back to the budget. So for our bills this week, we had our solar panels come out. They were $225.19. $225.19 from $1233.23 is $1,008.04. Okay, this week for groceries we spent $363.39. For cars we spent $88.09. We didn't spend anything in eating out. Household we spent $41.42. Homestead, we didn't spend anything. Kids, we spent $14. Clothes, we spent $11.75. Medical, we spent $97.16. Blow money, we didn't spend anything, and unbudgeted, we didn't spend anything. So that was $615.81. subtract that from $1,008.04, and that leaves $392.23. Okay, so we did put $200 in our Christmas binder. We put $50 in our homestead binder, $50 in our subscription binder, which was $300. So that leaves $92.23. We did put $20 in our emergency fund and $50 in our like date night envelope. So that's a total of $70. 70 from 92.23 is 22.23, which is our rollover for the week. So that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly check-in and paycheck budget closeout. If you did, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys on Friday for the budget with me for our magic month paycheck. I'll see you then. Bye.